Hey folks, Big Deano here again. This time taking a look at the other Funko figure that I got on sale. Yes, this guy is the Dragonborn from Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Yes, don't mix that up with simply Skyrim. It's the 5th in a series, guys. The amount of times I've seen on the internet people saying, I want a Skyrim 2. That's not how it works. But yeah, mini rant over. Let's take a look at the box, shall we? It's almost identical to the Skyrim one, only different pictures and such. They've strangely actually went for his dragon tongue name, Dovakiin, instead of Dragonborn. A lot of people would probably get confused with that if they were looking at it in a shop, but kudos to you guys, you went for the stranger name. And you've got a picture of him, as seen in the artwork. You can just about, I apologise for all the mess in the box. I've only just unpackaged this guy. You've got the Imperial logo on the back, and some artwork on the top, Skyrim Legacy Collection, with a tiny picture of him in the corner, age 17 and up, and he's number 1 in the Skyrim set, which hopefully means they'll be doing more of these guys. And yeah, again, made by Funko on behalf of Bethesda. And yeah, a picture of him as seen in artwork again. That's probably what he was modelled after. But yeah, throwing the box aside, let's take a look at what he comes with. Which, he comes with a sword and what they laughably call a dagger. To be honest, I would have preferred a sword and shield, because that's what he's always depicted with. He's never depicted with 2 weapons. But, taking a look at them, they're quite well done. I give them props for that. They've even got the design for the steel swords on there. Anyone who uses mods on Skyrim will actually notice this looks like a better shaped weapons version of it, instead of the normal vanilla swords. The vanilla swords are usually what people jokingly call paddles because they're so wide. They don't look like swords. But this one looks really good. I'm pleased with that. The silver on it is quite well done. Nice, almost gunmetal sort of colour. A bit soft, but we'll let them away with that. What we can't let them away with is this thing. Ah, my god. Funko, do you guys even bother checking sizes when you mould these things? I mean, seriously. The daggers in Skyrim they're not the smallest in the world, but I know for a fact they aren't half the size of the bloody swords. I mean, come on. How can you say that's alright to make? How? How is that a good thing? It's far too big. Get a grip, guys. But yeah, it's nicely detailed at least. Again, they've got all the detail work. And what the other one lacked in width, this one certainly makes up for. Because it's wide, it's... If anything, this is a paddle. But yeah, you're better off putting that on his holster. Of which he does have one. It looks nothing like the one in the game, right enough. But that's probably just me nitpicking. The sword fits nicely into it though, so I'll give them that. You can just about lodge the dagger there. So yeah, at least that works. Yeah, let's get rid of them for the time being and take a look at the figure himself, which has his good points and bad points. I'll get to them in a moment. The helmet, they've made it out of really soft, pliable material, which kind of annoys me because it's lost a lot of its detail because of that. I mean, the paint on it is not bad. It's got some dirt through it as well. But because it's dead rubbery, it comes out really badly, which is a shame. In terms of his outfit, he's got a little bit of shading on it. Not so much on the leather part. What am I saying? That's hide, that's not leather. Get it right, Dean. But there's not much shading on that bit, and it kind of comes across flat, unfortunately. But yeah, the metal parts on it are good, as is the fur. And the boots are pretty decent as well. Again, the brown comes across far too flat. The gloves are the exact same. He's got some dirt sort of paint apps on his skin, but it does literally come across as if you need to clean your figure. It doesn't come across as if it's a paint app. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Hey-oh. The eyes suffer the same as the Lone Wanderer. They're dead inside. There's absolutely nothing. You can't take off the helmet because it's moulded to his forehead. And in terms of articulation, he is hindered in different parts to the Lone Wanderer. His head can look up a little bit more, and down more than the Lone Wanderer. His arms, however, well, I suppose they're not bad. They can get about the same as the Lone Wanderer. He's the exact same height, by the way. Before I forget, I knocked the camera. There he is next to the Stormtrooper. Again, Stormtrooper's a bit shorter. And he has a waist joint which can go crunch down a little bit, crunch up a little bit, and swivel much more freely than the other one. His elbows can get 90, which is a good thing. But unfortunately they're also very loose. His hands are moulded such to give it a more fluid look to holding the swords and stuff, but it looks weird when they're in his holsters. Again, they can pivot, but they do not pivot back because this plastic is rock solid. The holster is flapping about freely. I had to glue this upon opening him because of course that bit pops straight out, and I had to cut into this because without it he has no movement whatsoever. With it I can at least get it out a little bit. He's got double jointed knees, impeded really badly by the boots. Again, they didn't even think to cut a hole in the boots to give it more articulation, and laughably they haven't given him anywhere near the same articulation as they did the Lone Wanderer on the feet. Which of course this guy would need it more than the Lone Wanderer does. The Lone Wanderer doesn't need to splay out when he's fighting. This guy does. But yeah. Jokes aside, and badly designed parts aside, oh god, he's stuck. While I'm fidgeting with the figure, would I recommend him? Purely on a design aspect and the fact that this Elder Scrolls series is one of my favourites of all time, I would probably recommend him more than the Lone Wanderer, even with his restrictions. But he is better built and better designed than the Lone Wanderer, at least. There we go, that's about as close to a two-handed dual-wield pose as I'll get, I believe. But yeah guys, I would probably recommend going out and getting him, even because of my own bias. Still make sure you can find them cheap though. These two are the cheap ones out of the set so far. The Power Armour and the Daedric Warrior are the ones that are going out in price, bizarrely. Even though I'm almost positive they have even less articulation than these two had. But yeah guys, until next time, I'll see y'all later.